So let's finalize our project and create the launch screen. In the previous video, we learned how to add icons into our application. So in this video, we'll have a look at how we create the launch screen layout using storyboards again. The final thing we want to do is to add a launch screen into our application. We do this again by using another storyboard, this time called Launch Screen Storyboard, which is created whenever you first create your project. What we want to do here is add in an image view and a label. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to select my view controller, and then I'm going to open up my object library, and I'm going to type in image and select image view and pull this across into my view controller, and then I'm going to select label and do the same with this and pull this across on top of my image view. Now for this image view, as before, what I want to do is have the margins of this image view to match with the margins of my view controller. So I'm going to go down here to pin, select constraint to margins, and then press 0 for each of these items. And then finally I'm going to add these constraints. For this image view, what I want it to scale to fill. So I already have this selected. But I also want to add an image in. So let's go to our assets. Then I'm going to add in a new image set. And I'm going to call this launch screen. Then on my desktop, I have a series of images. So I'm going to select these and drag these across into my assets folder. Let's just drag this up to here. Delete both of these. And I now have my images in place for my launch screen. Let's rename this to how I want it. And away we go. Now I'm going to go back to my launch screen storyboard. And I'm going to select the image in here as launch screen. And then finally, let's go to our label. And let's have this so it's centered in our screen. So I'm going to center horizontally. I'm going to update the frames and click OK. I'm going to change the text color of this to white. And I'm going to change the font size to something a little larger. Let's say that this is going to be 36 points. I also want to have my compression, so I'll go to my constraints and have my content hugging priority set to 750 and 750. And then in my label, I shall type text that I want, which is DreamSeekr. And let's just resize this accordingly. And now let's run it. And that is it. We have a launch screen specifically designed for our application. And that brings us to the end of this course on application development with Swift 2. In this section, we've added the icons into our application, and we've created a launch screen. Throughout this project, we've overviewed the Xcode integrated development environment. We created our first project, DreamSeekr, and we've built a user interface using storyboards. We've then worked with Model View Controller to hook up all of our user interactions, and we've implemented UI table views. And finally, we worked within a navigation stack using UI Navigation Controller.